Oh, hi there. You're joining us on a little record store road trip. It's going to be a fun day. We're going to do a lot of stuff, so you can come with us and it'll be great.
It's going to be an adventure.
Sam the Sham. Say hello to YouTube, Sam.
Hello to YouTube, Sam.
Yeah. So we're going to go to Jerry's. We're in Squirrel Hill. Jerry's. So this is definitely the place you want to go to if you're in Pittsburgh. Guy has over like 1 million records, so 2 million I think maybe. I'm not too sure. So yes. So alright, we'll see you inside. I'm taking a video of Jerry's Fine Used Records. Right there. There's the sign. Dig it. This is my favorite part in here because you can already smell the records. You gotta walk up all these steps, so it's fantastic. Yes, guess what? Guess who was record shopping? I was, and you were too.
I was too. I did it also.
Sam, the Sham. Say hello to YouTube, Sam.
Hello to YouTube, Sam.
So, got some records. A mound of records. We're just, what? When did I just do my last monetize? Like 2 days ago? Yes! It's a problem. We have a problem. Houston, we have a problem. Alright, so went to 3 different record stores, got a whole bunch of really, really good stuff. So we shall share that with you in this particular juncture. So here's the first one. These are some 10-inch records on the Folkways label, which later became the Smithsonian Folkways. This one's called Gosh, What a Wonderful World. I'm not really too sure what exactly this was, but you'll
there's stories about different
stories.
Parts of the world, songs.
Here's Nursery Rhymes, Games, and Folk Songs, Cisco Houston, which these are pretty cool because they have these little... When did we figure some of these were out? Like 58?
Well, this one's 62?
It has like a little booklet about Cisco Houston, all the songs. Really cool. I mean, I've always been sort of a fan of, Cisco Houston and, that, the crops are all rotten. Sort of, he did kind of the folk revival with Woody Guthrie, I guess. This one is Game and Activity Songs. This one's sung by Pete Seeger. So, kind of the same thing. Again, just here we go around the Mulberry Bush, London Bridge. I thought these were really cool to find because, I think that part of folk music is sort of, I think in a way that it's sort of shaped America as we know it. I mean, if it wasn't for this type of music, the folk music tradition as we know it, or the people that do traditional folk music, I don't know.
They're important.
I think it's important.
I'm glad we have them.
The Anthology of American Folk Music, if you don't have it, definitely pick it up. Harry Smith, sort of the Genesis, Leviticus, and Exodus of American folk music, so pretty cool. This one is an anthology of Negro poetry for young people, and Langston Hughes. There's some Langston Hughes stuff on here, so pretty cool stuff. Again, these were $1. I could not pass them up. Here's something that's very cool. Sam is a big fan of this kind of stuff.
What do you mean by that?
Here's 2 sides of Leonard Nimoy. So say hello to YouTube, Leonard Nimoy.
Hello to YouTube, Leonard Nimoy.
So this one has the Ballad of Bilbo Baggins, which you can watch.
I'm also a nerd about.
Yeah, it's a good. Well, whatever.
This is great.
It is what it is. Here's one if you don't have, definitely pick up. Definitely a recommendation. Nancy Sinatra and Lee Hazlewood. Really, really good stuff. This one has Some Velvet Morning, which is amazing. Absolutely fantastic. Great album. Pick it up if you ever see it. Usually you can get it pretty cheap. I mean, I think, that's usually see for about $1. So, I mean, I don't know. It's a good one. Here's another one I found. Mary Hopkin, which is Postcard. This one was on the Apple label. Probably best known for Those Were the Days. And my dad, we were talking about music one time, and he had a modest record collection. I mean, probably what, a normal, person in the 60s would probably have. And he said that, one time we were on YouTube and we were watching a whole bunch of like different YouTube stuff, and he said Those Were the Days where it's just a song like to him now that just makes him really, really sad because like when he was, younger and growing up and in that time, it was a pretty big song. And, now what the song's about and, and here it's sort of, he's thinking about that song in the time, when he was young and listening to that. And I don't know, it's very, Just even saying that kind of makes me, kind of chokes you up a little bit. But Lightfoot! Exclamation point. This is Gordon Lightfoot's first album. It's on United Artists. Really, really good album. Sort of a closet, Gordon Lightfoot fan. I think he's really good. He of course was, coined as the Canadian Bob Dylan. But Rich Man Spiritual, The Way I Feel, For Lovin' Me, Early Morning Rain, Steel Ray Blues, 6 Miles, I'm Not Saying, Pride of Man, Ribbon of Darkness, Oh Linda. Man, this whole album is just fantastic. So, did I lose you there? Yeah, I did. So, just awesome, really cool stuff. Big fan of this. I also found this, which is The Way I Feel, which this is like his, when I make people's psychedelic mixtapes, I sort of like sneak The Way I Feel. He re-recorded it, and it sort of has like, huge reverb in it and all that. I'm really excited to listen to these. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Let's listen to them tonight.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm excited to listen to those. So, ones I've had on CD for, my God, probably 8 years now, something like that. So, I have a CD that has the entire United Artists stuff, except the live album, which they, still in print. But okay, so the next story is, so we went to another record store that I used to go a lot. And this is when I used to come down to Pittsburgh, and I would just, come down to buy records. This was one of this particular record store that I went to. I used to go to all the time, and their pricing is expensive. Yeah, it's expensive. It's like, if you go in there and you're like, oh man, that's a record I really want. It's like at the exact price that you would pay. Like, it was like, man, I would pay maybe like $2 less for that, but it's, whatever, price. I like to, it's almost price basically. So, but I got some crazy records. We were looking through all this stuff. I found all these really cool records, and then there was like a couple of crates that were sort of up at the front, and it was like $25 for some of these records. So I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna put a few things back. Got a couple things pretty cool. These were actually pretty cheap. These were about $12, but Ultimate Spinach, which really cool psychedelic band. This is on the MGM label. I believe this is their second album, Behold and See. There's a little little spinach in the eye there for their logo. It's really cool. And of course, this is Ultimate Spinach. I believe this is their third album, but just a ridiculously awesome cover. Green on the inside, and then it's sort of this epic thing of spinach coming out. And I'm sure if you look at that long enough, I'm sure there's probably some naked ladies in there or something like that.
I'll find some.
So Sam will find them for you.
On a side note, spinach is really good for you. You should probably eat it on a regular basis.
Beer is not good for you, and you shouldn't drink it on a regular basis. So this is another one. These guys are local, so they're I believe they pronounce it the Arondis. They had a song called 69, which is like an instrumental song, except for 69. So anybody wants it, I always like, anytime I'm looking through 45s, if I run across them, I buy these just because they're really cool. But yeah, like I said, kind of local dudes. So, and this guy's quite the monobrow that kind of even goes into that guy's sideburn, I think, all the way over to his sideburn. So that was pretty cool. This is on Get Hip, which is a local label for us as well. The Best of Leonard Cohen, which I would probably say were the first 3 albums. We can talk about that in detail if you'd like. But this is kind of just really cool just to have a kind of a compilation of things. I think he's one artist that I really don't mind kind of having the greatest hits for, and I would say, okay, let's put on the greatest hits. I mean, his albums, would you say he does perfect albums?
I like to listen to them in their entirety, but I would be fine putting that on.
I think Songs of Love and Hate is perfect, and so is the first one, I would say. Songs from a Room, I can go either way for that one. But it's really cool just to have everything. This has all the hits. Suzanne, Sisters of Mercy, So Long Marianne, Bird on a Wire, The Partisan, Famous Blue Raincoat, Chelsea Hotel. Fantastic. Alright, so, and then we went to my favorite record store because, hey, I got my wife with me. Let's take her to my favorite record store so I can kind of show off on how awesome it is. And the owner dude wasn't there today, so I ended up paying price for all these records, like what they were. There was no sort of, smart, or the frequent shopper, I was able to cash in my frequent shopper
points. Punch card.
Punch card. So here's Jerry Garcia, Run for the Roses. This one's in 1982. It's pretty cool. Big fan of the old Jerry Garcia. This one is Smith, Plus Minus, which Smith, the other one was a group called Smith, and I think they had a pretty good hit with The Weight. I was kind of excited to see this. You don't really find this too often, so... here's one just kind of took a chance on, but it's fantastic. Edward Bear, Eclipse, sort of like blues, psych, kind of heavy rock. Somebody really...
What do they write?
They wrote Good Ballad, CNW. So they kind of went through and said...
Great blues rock, great R&B ballad, great jump, slow rock, slow rock.
Slow rock.
Slow rock,
sounds
rock,
like a... It's
rock,
like a... Doesn't Lou Reed say that somewhere? Okay, so anyhow, here's Rhinoceros. This has been going around on the vinyl community quite a bit. This is their first album. Oops, let's look how... Look at those guys. Look how cool those guys are. That guy's... He's late for an Edwardian type of a party there.
Maybe some wigs happening.
Maybe some wigs. I didn't even look and see what this... Oh man, this is original red. I didn't even look at it. So excited about that. There would be confetti right here if I wasn't filming it in a different way that I normally do. So, their big one on here I think was called Apricot Brandy. So, all right. There's another one I've been kind of thinking about quite a bit, and I decided to finally pick it up. Beach Boys in concert. Beach Boys have, let's just say the Beach Boys have been
hanging out with us all summer.
Yeah, all summer long.
Gotta keep those loving good vibrations are happening with her. Gotta keep those loving good vibrations are happening with her.
We've been having an endless summer with the Beach Boys, pun intended. So this is kind of their concert with like their later material. This stuff is just stone mint, so a little cut out, but that's okay. Alrighty. And people are probably wondering what you're doing. So it's
I'm sorry. I'm looking.
You're like staring off into space over there. Here's another one, Confetti. It's Bob Dylan, Blonde on Blonde. This one has the chicks on the inside, so the original, kind of an earlier pressing of that, and it's on the 360 label stereo copy. So, what are you laughing about?
People were just wondering.
Yeah, because you're just staring off into the side of the camera over there. And then last but not least, I know I talked about it in detail. You can tell I've been obsessing over it, I've been thinking about it, I've been having sleepless nights about it. I've been driving 80 miles in the opposite direction of what I live to go find it. There it is. Carl and the Passions, backed with Pet Sounds. So excited to find this. Marcella, I've been listening to that. I have this on CD, but it's just, I've been wanting it on vinyl. It's quite a bit. Because we do live in a capitalist economy and we want what we want. So, alrighty. So, that was fantastic. It's Monday night. Hope you guys are doing fine. I think all the hurricane brouhaha is over. So, Rob in Boston and Biosite and everybody on the East Coast there. Seems like everybody's alright from what I can tell. Yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing, all the new subscribers out there. Hello. And we'll be seeing each other quite frequently. I promise you that. So, take care. Have a good week. And we'll probably see you again in 2 to 3 days. So, we'll see. How do I turn this off?